Hello and welcome to this quick demo of the very unknown and rare Multivox Mx65 polyphonic keyboard. If you look at here, this is how they actually name it. Well, they call it a polyphonic keyboard, and it is pretty much polyphonic, but basically it's pretty much just a piano type string synthetizer. It doesn't do anything really fancy, and as you can see, the controls right here for pitch, transposition, volume, filter, envelope, LFO, and ensemble, which is basically two types of chorusy or phaser-ish effects. Besides that, it doesn't have much, so I'll just make a quick demo of all the features, just so we finally have an internet piece of documentation of this very piece of history. All right, every control is pretty much turned off right now. The volume is at 50 for the very simple reason that if you listen carefully, you can send it into overdrive. I'll demonstrate that maybe a little bit further with pads. It can get pretty gritty. Alright, so right now the filter is set at piano. As you can see, it's kind of a weird kind of matrix between the envelope and the filter, which kind of determines what kind of instrument you're supposed to simulate. But anyways, let's just go through them. Alright, right now I'm at the more of a triangle type of waveform, or envelope shape, if you may, which gives it kind of a little bit of sustain, but otherwise it kind of dies on its own if you just hold down the key. Now this means piano, this means honky tonk, and this means clavichord. Not so much difference so far, right? Let's put it back on piano and put a little bit more release. You can hear that grit that I was speaking of earlier. And if I twist it all the way, so here you go. The envelope here, you have a switch to put it either more on a triangle type of form, and you can either also hold it up and then it starts. Then it has like constant notes if you just hold down the pad or the note that you're playing. You can also put it midway and have this kind of envelope that sounds very much like a wah almost. Almost like an omni, like an art omni. Alright, now the LFO. You have controls for delay, intensity, and speed. The intensity, let's say I put it all the way up to 10, you'll hear it a whole lot, although it will be at a slow speed. If I turn the speed up all the way, alright, and then you have the ensemble, which is either off or on one of the two effects that you have. So ensemble 1 is, ensemble 2 is, again, not so much difference, although depending on what settings you put it on, the various parameters will make a more drastic difference. For example, if I put the envelope over here so I have a constant note and leave it down, which would be the equivalent of organ if you follow that weird matrix they have over there, with a little bit of release, I'm putting the speed of the LFO all the way back down and the intensity all the way up, keeping it with the second phaser. I'll give you just a taste of it without that ensemble effect. And then with the ensemble. It definitely has that vintage vibe, almost like a tape recorded part of a synthesizer. It really has that old school sound. funny trick you have is also to play with the transpose switch as you play, but you can do that on many other synths. So. So let's finish up by putting the envelope back at mid position and giving a shot at brass and strings. So that's it for the Multivox Mx65. Hope you enjoyed.